Welcome back to our story time. How are you all? I hope you are fine. Today's story is about a famous person. But before we start, you should guess who she is. This is her picture. Let me give you some clues. She is a blind American mission worker. Next, she is a poet. Moving on, she is a lyricist and a composer. And through that God-given talent, she wrote more than 8,000 Christian songs and 100 million copies were printed. Next, because of all the songs she wrote, she is considered the queen of Christian writers and the mother of modern writers. So children, do you know who is this woman? She is Fanny J. Crosby. I hope you guessed it right. Let us continue with our story. These are her parents. She was born on March 24, 1820 at Brewster, New York, United States. However, after being 6 months old, she got an eye infection. There was no doctor in her area, so the family had to go far away to find an eye doctor to help treat Fanny's eye infection. Finally, they found a doctor who is not professional and not licensed as well. The doctor used the wrong eye drops on Fanny's eyes and she became permanently blind. Even though the doctor made her blind, she never said anything bad about the doctor. She wrote in her writing that she has a great and loving God. That's more than enough for her. However, many people blamed and got angry at the doctor. Then he suddenly ran away because of his mistake. But the family cannot do anything. For the rest of Fanny's life, she had to live blind. Before the end of her first year, she lost her father due to an illness, meaning that the mother had to work hard to provide money for the family. She became a cleaner for houses. And whenever she goes to work, she would leave Fanny with her grandma, Eunice. The grandmother is a very kind woman. She endlessly read to Fanny stories from the Bible and patiently answered her stream of questions. She then found out that Fanny has good skills in music because she can play the piano and other music instruments. Fanny learned to love God through her devoted grandmother. At the age of 8, Fanny wrote her first poem about thanksgiving to God for her life. She was also an excellent memorizer. You know, she was not only writing poems, but also at the same time she used to memorize 5 chapters of the Bible per week. And at the age of 10, she memorized the first 5 books of the Old Testament, the first 4 books of the New Testament, the book of Proverbs, the Songs of Solomon, and many of the Psalms. Every day, the grandmother trained Fanny to use all her time for the Lord. When Fanny was old enough, the mother was able to put her in the New York Institute for the Blind. There she learned many lessons for 12 years, and she became a teacher in that institute. A few years later, she married a man named Alexander Van. He was also blind. However, he was a great musician. They were both blessed with a baby girl. But soon after she was born, she died. Some believed that the cause of her death was typhoid fever. But they never blamed God, and they accepted their daughter's death. They continued their ministry with the same spirit. Together, the two of them conducted religious meetings. Many people visited her revival meetings. There, Fanny would teach them her songs. I'm sure many of you know her songs. The most famous hymn, Blessed Assurance, is written by her. She wrote the song, and we are singing in the church up to this day. Let me sing one of her songs. Pass me not, O gentle Savior. Hear my humble cry. While on others thou art calling, do not pass me by. Savior, Savior, hear my humble cry. While on others thou art calling, do not pass me by. Some of her other songs that we sing in the church are All the Way My Savior Leads Me, To God Be the Glory, and Rescue the Perishing. Fanny also served as a social mission worker for the poor and the prisoners. She taught them about God and His love. We can say that Fanny served the Lord all her life through her revival meetings and missionary work. You know, children, a believer asked Fanny, God made you blind and gave you a blind husband. When you wanted children, that child died. Were you angry at God any time? Fanny smiled and said, No, I'm never angry at God. Rather, I'm thankful that I'm still alive. I'm thankful for being blind as well. Yes, I can't see a single thing. All I can see is a pitch black. But after my death, when I go to heaven, the first thing I will see is my loving God. So, why should I worry? This is the greatest opportunity for me. Finally, on February 12, 1915, Fanny got sick and passed away. She lived for 94 years. Till her death, she kept writing songs in her small notebook and praising God. So, children, what can we learn from the story? Sometimes we may have problems in our life, like no friends, an injury, or having sickness. However, just like Fanny, she believed in the Lord and trusted in Him. Wherever and whatever she was doing. So, like her, we should never worry about anything. Just be thankful to God for what you have and keep serving Him. Let us read Philippians chapter 4, verse 6 to 7. Do not be worried about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving let your request be made known to God. Well, children, our story ends here. I will see you next time.